Hey, welcome to Decentralizing. This is Aaron.
Hello.
And I'm Nate, and we just wanted to today discuss the Bitcoin Wizards Ordinals collection, but like even more fundamentally, really talking about this foundational meme, right?
Yeah, it's like it started in 2013, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
2013 by Mavensbot was the name of the poster, and it's a famous Reddit meme, as you can see right here. It says "Magic Internet Money" with the orange button that says "Join Us." But like, there's just so much history and information that I can share here that's really cool today that we're going to share with you guys, and really going into the whole reason why we're holding a Bitcoin Wizard and we don't intend to sell it anytime soon. This isn't financial advice. Again, this is just sort of the story about how we got into this and why we're in this. And when I go back to last year and I first started hearing about ordinals, it sounded difficult to use and clunky, so I didn't jump into it initially. I waited a couple months, and then it got on my radar. If I recall, I was watching like Anthony Pompliano, I think, one of his shows, and I remember he had somebody on who started talking about the development that was happening in the ordinals environment. They had this whole thing he was saying about like Bitcoin wizards, and men were dressing up as like grown-ass men dressing as wizards, going to conferences, and it
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and the tone of voice that they were, it was simultaneously interest, but also like a little bit like this could be stupid. It sounded like, which that immediately is going to get my interest. I'm like,
well, yeah, you're like, ooh, what is that?
Yeah, if somebody starts dissing something in crypto, or they sound a little bit like unsure about it, then
it's time for Nate to go look it up.
At least to investigate it, rabbit hole a little bit into there. So that's what I did, and because they were talking about wizards, I was like, okay, wizards, that's the thing. Like, I'm going to go find a wizard. I'm going to find these Bitcoin wizards, and I'm going to acquire one, right? And I didn't, I don't recall if I actually got the Bitcoin wizard first, or if dude, honestly, Anthony Pompliano may have been, it may have been Udi, actually, that he had on his show. Maybe. Udi Wertheimer, or Wertheimer. I don't know how to say your last name correctly. I apologize, Udi. But, yeah, he went. He may have been the guy that actually went on the show, and like Udi will show up in wizard costumes, and for those who don't know, he's the guy that's the founder, one of the founders of the Taproot Wizards and the Quantum Cats, and him and Eric Wall, I think his name is, and so basically, he got inspired from this meme. So it's a long story, and that's what I was trying to find was these Taproot Wizards, but I realized that actually the Taproot Wizards ended up being this very elite, difficult group to become a part of. They don't just hand those out.
No, you have to do like different tasks that are pretty amazing in order to get one, right?
Yeah, and they even made this Twitter thread that said all you gotta do is post that you want a Taproot Wizard, and nobody replied. So I don't know. Nobody wants a Taproot Wizard. Anyways,
Nate wants a Taproot Wizard.
Bad, really bad. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so let's get to it, because I could just pontificate here for a while. But I did end up eventually getting one of these, and I believe it was like 0.06 and Bitcoin or something, and
like last year. Right?
Yeah. And I'll get into price action more later. So yeah, at current prices, maybe like $3,500, I want to say, or something. At current prices, but when I got it, Bitcoin was like trading quite a bit lower, probably like 20K or something. So it was only like maybe $2,000, I want to say. And the reason that this meme is so cool, let's get into that now.
Yes. The history.
Yeah. So the first thing I want to share is the provenance. The provenance.
Provenance. He keeps saying provenance. It's provenance.
The provenance of this collection is, I think, unrivaled. Like, not just as an ordinal, but, when we talk about provenance, it's really this third definition that Google threw. I think that Bitcoiners are talking about a lot. I keep hearing it thrown around in the ordinal space, in the RUNE space, and with BRC20s, and with Bitcoin in general. And what I actually want to talk about is fungibility, right? Mm-hmm. Because, and this is like a tangent, I apologize, I'll try to be fast here, but fungibility is the idea that each Bitcoin is directly the same as every other Bitcoin, right? They're all exactly the same. And some people think that when you say that some Bitcoin, or in other words, some Satoshis have more value than others, maybe like recently they just mined that Epic Sat, right? It's worth 10 Bitcoin. And it was at block 840,000. So after it or something, was it the first Satoshi? Who knows? I'm not going to try to get it. But bottom line is it's worth more than a normal Satoshi, that's for sure. So that concept kind of destroys, if you will, fungibility. But ordinals destroy fungibility. BRC20 tokens, all these things destroy fungibility. One of the CEOs of one of the Bitcoin mining companies even argued that, there were at one point that there was ESG-friendly Bitcoin that might trade at a premium versus non-ESG-friendly Bitcoin. So who knows? Bottom line, though, I would say is who really cares? Because at the bottom line is all Bitcoin have at least a minimal value, right? Mm-hmm. They have at least the same value to somebody, you know? And even if you're a sanctioned nation state who is getting Bitcoin, you may not be able to trade that in the unsanctioned world, but you can still trade it in the sanctioned world, right? So Bitcoin has value everywhere, you know?
But anyway, back to Provenance.
Yeah. Back to Provenance and this idea.
Like, it's an important idea because this particular, it was like a meme, right, at first? Mm-hmm. And it was on Reddit, and it's like way back before anybody was even thinking in this direction. Yep. And it really inspired other people. So that's why it has provenance.
So we got into Bitcoin. We were living in China in 2013. I remember first kind of reading some stuff on like dig.com late 2012, maybe early 2013 about this limited supply thing that was digital money. And I started getting into the whole algorithm, trying to understand like how mining worked, and it was very complicated. So I had to read several times, and it does take a lot of initial study, especially back in those days. So I think a meme like this really did simplify it for people. The meme came out apparently, as I'll share here in a moment. I'm going to go through just a few of these little cool things from this very awesome conversation a year ago. But like, apparently, because we got in like April of 2013, and I do remember seeing this like in Reddit from time to time, because as I would always like research and it's like you buy Bitcoin your first time and you're like, okay, we're gonna hold it no matter what, because that's the promise we made. She's like, yeah, you could take this crazy risk, but you better hold it till we retire. And I was like, okay, deal, and didn't expect it would like just blow up and keep blowing up like it did, but we got pretty lucky, I guess.
It was better than all our other bets, huh?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But it's actually hard to hold on to. Anyway, I tangent again. Let's get here. So I'm going to just kind of play a couple of little sound clips here, because this is a really cool conversation that Udi just had, the founder of the Taproot Wizards, with Mavensbot, and I said just had, at the 10-year anniversary of the Bitcoin Wizards meme back in February of 2023, I think it was.
Yeah.
So 11 years just happened, because, in February of 2024. And I ran into this conversation because they reposted it on somebody's Twitter. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even know like the whole history of how Taproot Wizards was this inspired by Bitcoin Wizards. So we're going to just kind of like quickly dive into a little bit of the story, and we'll go from there.
9 minutes to 11.
All right. Can you see better than me?
I can see better than you.
I don't have the best eyes in the world.
All right, yeah. There we go.
Just go ahead and then hit play there. Thanks.
Let's start.
Okay.
So Taproot Wizards, right? Those are this new amazing collection we're working on that is celebrating the history of Bitcoin, but it's inspired by a meme from 2013. It was published on Reddit of this like cute little Bitcoin wizard that it's honestly the most hilarious meme, because it looks like it was made in like Microsoft Paint. It looks like super basic, but back then in 2013 they used it to attract people to the Bitcoin subreddit. So it was so funny. It just said like Magic in Money and had like a fake button that says join us, and they put it as a Reddit ad, and it just blew up on Reddit. I think the Bitcoin subreddit almost doubled in size after this ad, and it just blew up. It was hilarious. People loved it. It was exactly like to the taste of what people on Reddit liked back then, and it became this immoral Bitcoin meme. And that was apparently, believe it or not, exactly 10 years ago today. So it was.
That's crazy.
It was made on February 18th or 19th, depends on how you count time zones, and in 2013. And honestly, I think, since we started doing the Taproot Blizzard thing, I've been talking to so many people that kind of approached me and said, "Hey, I remember that meme. I love that meme. That's what helped me on board to Bitcoin for the first time, because I saw it on Reddit. It was so funny. I had to find out what it was. So I went to the Bitcoin subreddit, and that's how I found out about Bitcoin 10 years ago. It changed my life. There's so many people like that. So it's like this historic meme, which is absolutely amazing. And I feel like a lot of people don't know much about it. And I guess...
No, that's incredible.
Yeah. I guess that brings us to the big guest.
Exactly. So that brings us to the guest. Do you want me to...
And of course, the guest is Mavensbot. So it was kind of a surprise conversation on that Twitter space. Sorry, I'm getting lost here. Okay, let's go to 19 minutes and play a little bit more. And these links are in the show notes and description. I'm just kind of showing you some of the cool highlights that I think are most important. Okay, I'm going to rely on your eyes here. Again, 1915. So yeah, I mean, I feel really lucky that, we got into this collection. I do remember when I saw it on Magic Eden initially, or whichever market I bought it on. It might have been a different market. It might have been Unisat.
I don't think it was Magic Eden back then.
It might have been this one right here, Unisat.
I think it was.
This is what the collection looks like. But, reading this description right here, Bitcoin Wizards, can you read that for me?
Bitcoin Wizard is a Bitcoin ordinal NFT project celebrating the 10th anniversary of the original Bitcoin Wizard created by Mavensbot. Magic Internet Money is the iconic ad that promoted the Bitcoin subreddit, originally created on Monday, February 18th, 2013 at 2300 hours by Mavensbot. It soon became the most popular ad on Reddit. Mavensbot is the original digital artist behind the Magic Internet Money Bitcoin Wizard.
Cool. So, yeah, with the Bitcoin Wizards collection, I'm just I'm double checking to make sure we're actually live here. Okay, I don't want to make sure that I'm screwing that up. And we are going to play this from 1915 to 20 minutes and 40 seconds.
I got it. It's good.
Well, we already played that?
No, I mean, I got it.
You got it all set. Okay, okay.
You're good. You're ready to roll.
Okay. Here we go.
I love that. That's so cool. And pretty inspiring. I mean, Udi, you then, this few weeks ago, what was it? You came up with Taproot Wizard, and this is when this whole thing started blowing up, so I'm assuming that this is where you got inspiration.
Oh, totally, yeah, totally. That's. I mean, it's pretty obvious, like if you look at the original 4 megabyte block that we did about 2 weeks ago, its inscription number is 652. So that one, we basically took the same wizard, we made it bold and with sunglasses because that's me, and we changed Magic Internet Money into Magic Internet JPEG because I thought that was the message of the ordinal inscriptions, and we kept the join now button, and that's it. That's what it was. And the message, for me, the message, it was like the ultimate graffiti, right? Because the message was, look, guys, we can do this. We can put a 4 megabyte transaction. We can put on a 4 megabyte block. You cannot stop us. We think it's cool. We think it's a statement. And if you don't like it, you don't have to look at it, but it's going to stay here.
I'm going to make 2 quick comments. They now call 4 megabyte inscriptions 4 megers, or ripping a 4 meger. That's what KC Rodmore said recently. Yeah, we all nerd out on this hardcore. Okay, and nerdcore. All right, thank you. It's nerdcore AF. And the other thing I want to talk about is provenance once again, because you notice how he said pridefully 600 inscription. Yeah. Okay, you have the sub 100, and then you have the sub 1K, then the sub 10K, sub 100K, and so anyway, I don't remember if it was actually the Bitcoin Wizard I got us first, or if I got us Bitcoin Punks first. But Bitcoin Punks are in the sub 100K, so they have a little bit of provenance. But one of the things I think that's cool to just mention really quick about this collection is, even though a lot of it was minted later, it still has pretty good provenance as far as I think it's in the sub 100K or better. or around there. It's at least under the sub-million. But the initial one, this one right here, the real original meme, he did get it in there. Mavensbot got it in there actually, like, way back. So it's
Number
like
70.
inscription number 70. So he says that makes the whole collection actually sub 100, but I'm not sure that, like, all the exchanges are necessarily going to follow that logic, because, like, yeah, the actual other inscriptions and the 1,337 that are in the collection, I don't know. Or maybe it's 1,336. I'll get into this later, but we pretty much determined that there's, like, 2 of each one. At least I went through every single one of these.
Yeah, we looked through all of them to see which one looked like ours, like how many looked just like ours, and we only found one other one.
So, for example, ours has our Bitcoin, and as you see, the top can vary. Our Bitcoin, Bitcoin Wizard, or it has this URL. And then this Magic Internet Money, it's literally different fonts. There's like 4 or 5 of them. And then join us.
Different, yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 different of those.
Usually different.
Background color differs, and then you could get like a pickaxe or this lightning thing.
Or a Bitcoin.
Or a Bitcoin symbol. Excuse me. Or this one. And then the backgrounds even can be rockets and stuff. So, I don't know. Some of these might even have more rarity than I'm aware of, honestly. And here we got one with a rainbow.
Yeah, we were just eyeing it.
I just,
making comparisons.
Mm-hmm. And unlike some collections on Magic Eden, you can go and you can search
some of
by
them
metadata.
You can totally check it.
You can't search this by metadata. You have to. Oops, sorry, smacking the microphone around. Yeah. You have to manually go through this. It's not a simple thing. Okay, now I'm done on my pedestal. I used to be a teacher. Can you tell?
And that was that. And I think it really helped people to be like, whoa, there's something going on with this inscription thing. We should look at it, which was the original goal of the Bitcoin Wizard in 2015 too.
Good idea.
It was like, okay, I don't understand why there's a wizard standing here telling me about Magic Internet, but I want to know. So we click. By the way, there's a cool story. If you look at Mavensbot's PFP, you will see that's the original art, right, of the Bitcoin Wizard, and it has this button, this fake orange button that says "Join Us." And originally, you didn't have that button originally, right? You started without it, and then I think someone said, "This needs a button." so he added he painted a small "Join Us" button, and he commented on the thread. He said "This should improve conversion by 12%." And it actually worked. It improved conversion by a lot.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, Maven, how do you feel about that? Do you feel the same way when you created 10 years ago the meme as how Udi feels when he decided to divide Bitcoiners?
Yeah, it's great. The controversy he's creating. So according to the design of the ad, I spent so much time on Reddit. I kind of knew what would appeal to the audience. Yeah, it's what he said. The wizard was poking fun at the Bitcoin community itself, and that's what disarmed the users. And then the ad resonated.
What disarms people about Taproot wizards? Grown-ass men taking wizard showers and videos of it getting wizard tattoos that are cartoonish, rolling up into events and serious Bitcoiner maxi conferences dressed as wizards with sunglasses on. This is the ultimate in trolling awesomeness, and yeah.
Ultimate FU.
Yeah, and it all started with this meme, and I did not really realize just how punk rock it all is, in my opinion. We're going to continue this episode tomorrow night, because I talk too much, and YouTube doesn't like it when videos get too long. If you could all do us a favor, though, tonight, and just hit up the thumb thing, just very gently tap that with your mouse button, please. And then if you can subscribe, that'll help us too, because we're trying to get established here and feed our little cubs, because we're just meager little Bitcoiners. So yeah.
Well, good night, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good one.